A dreamer to spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects.
Okay, wait. Are we live? Cats, are we live? What's up? Good morning. I don't know if we're live right now. I think we're live, but StreamYard doesn't say we're live. All right, hang on. What is this shit? All right. Hey, if we're live, we're live. That's cool. Yeah, StreamYard doesn't think we're live, but I see us live on Abstract. All right, so Cats is watching on YouTube. We're live. Man, I almost want to run it back and play the song. Well, we'll run it in the background. What's up, Hoods? Good morning. All right, come on. It's like ritual at this point. How we doing, man? It feels like maybe the worst is behind us, maybe. Actually, beyond that, maybe we're heading into like recovery time, dude. Yeah, I killed the ending when I thought I wasn't live. I thought I had to like start over, right? But we're live. We're good. All right. Recovery mode kind of maybe looks like it. We're going to spend today talking kind of more broader market. Yes, virtuals, yes, probably some NFTs. I don't know. It's slower out there. Like, let's say headline wise, maybe market mover, Zcash, different story. I didn't see it, man. Link me, Hoods. Link me. But let's say like today, maybe a continuation of yesterday, market talk, day before market talk, right? More on that, a little more bullish today, though, a little more like optimistic. Not that we lost that, but let's we're gonna be pretty positive today because I am pretty optimistic about where we're going, man. I am. All right, we're live basically on X, on Abstract. We're on YouTube. Come over to YouTube though. Subscribe over here. It's CryptoSlam over on this side. I was listening to Radiohead before the show, and like, can we just say like we're very caught up in the market, right? Like, kind of affects, for some people everything, for for other people not so much. I'll just say this: Radiohead's back playing live shows for the first time in 7 years, and it's one of those things where you just realize like kind of how much time passes and how much stuff there is. Like, that's just so cool. It's outside of crypto here too, so. I don't know. Puts me in a good mood knowing Radiohead's back out there and gigging across. I think I think in Europe. I don't think they're coming to the States here. But dude, I would love to catch them again. One day I'm going to catch those boys again. Radiohead's the greatest, dude. It's weird. Sometimes, like every so often, you get the most popular bands aren't usually the best bands, right? And then every so often you get like one of the greatest bands, like technical and songwriting ability and all that. You get them and they're like one of the most popular bands in the world. That's Radiohead. It's like magic, dude. Absolute magic with those guys. Mufasa, good morning. All right, let's get into it. No guests today. Light week of guests, which I like. Shout out to Amwai yesterday. I actually like that guy a lot. I think that project's pretty interesting. A part of me could have been like kind of skeptical on that project just because technical sound good, right? But it's more that like DeFi adoption hasn't happened yet. That's not a reason to not bet on something, right? Okay, I'll put it this way. Reading the white paper, listening to past interviews, it's a lot of talk about like the mechanics, but less talk about the brains of it. And I was really interested in the brains behind these trading agents. And I'm like, okay, build out the systems, cool. But if people are going to use these, they need to be trading well and making money, right? And so I wasn't sure if it was going to end up being a project that it's being sold to you like on buzzwords only, right? That was my worry with it. My mind's pretty much at ease after talking to that guy yesterday. I forget his name, but founder of Amwai. After talking to him, I'm like, okay, no, I get it. Reason being is that he's slow, methodical. That the launch is like almost like the beta of it, that it really gets rolling probably even months down the road, and that they need to tweak and build out the technical part. Seeing some of their partnerships and connections put my mind at ease with that too. But I'll just say, like, I left that conversation way more optimistic about those guys, way more bullish. And I wasn't bearish before on them, but again, I thought buzzwordy, complicated, which is good, but I didn't see the substance yet. And I feel like there's substance behind that. In fact, I just want to jump ahead and look at that launch because they did launch yesterday. Kind of curious how it's doing. Let's peek real quick, and then we'll jump to our normal market talk here. Luna, good morning. Actually, there's kind of a lot going on. Oh, dude, they got to 2 mil. Good for them, man. And I'm actually curious how high they got. Good for them. Don't know if they had market makers or what. They got to 3, almost 4 mil. Good for them, man. Yeah, like I just try to get the vibe from the founder, and I got good vibes from him. I did. I like. So okay, rooting for them. We'll follow up with them here. Near future when they get that product off the ground. Luna and Luna. What's up? GM. All right, let's get into it. Guys, follow me at Hudah_idiot on X. I gotta change that PFP. Good Lord. You gotta get rid of that thing. Follow us at CryptoSlam.io over on X. Oh, dude. We got so much cool stuff coming. There's something else. I can't even. I'm not even. I gotta shut up. There's some cool stuff coming. SlamAI_XYZ, give a follow as well. We'll be live with Big Will and Goon tonight. I can't wait for this. Their 50th episode anniversary celebration. Gonna be really cool. I mean, yeah, stacked lineup over there. We'll be on it pretty early. Third guest coming on. Trying to remember the time. I think it's 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. He's got this in UTC. So 5:45, like, don't quote me on it, double check, but I think 5:45 p.m. Eastern time will be live. Should be on the SlamAI account and the Swarm account, and we'll give updates on both of them. Oh, hang on. Oh shit. Oh, damn. Dude, we might have the biggest guest in the history of this show coming on. Not today. We might have just locked in the biggest guest you could probably get in Web3 coming on this show. Damn. All right. I'm sorry. Let me get focused. That was pretty cool. Pretty distracting. Dr. Profit's cool. I thought I was following him already, dude. I'm surprised I wasn't. Just before we get to the market, Zach XBT now. Dude, he's on the Binance payroll. Wild. Like good wild is some, I don't know. What do you guys think? Zach XBT. Temp check. Good guy, bad guy, neither. Obviously good guy, exposing scams, all that stuff, right? I've always had this funny feel with him. You know what it is? It's like he's very powerful. And he's sometimes like, you can kind of weaponize that power, if that makes any sense. Good guy, catch the scammers, all that stuff. Good. Funny, we got the Binance. I don't know that Binance is the cleanest. We'll say this. You got a lot of accusations against Binance being kind of crimey. I have no idea. You know me. Like, I have no clue. Maybe Zach XBT being on the Binance side means it's not what we thought, maybe. All right, hang on, dude. Because it doesn't think we're live, it might kick me out of this stream session. Guys, if I get booted out of this stream session, just know I'll be live. I'll be right back. But yeah, StreamYard's all busted this morning. I don't think we should, Luna. Should we? Soul chart looks atrocious. Yeah, we should. Actually, let's do it. Let's go. Whatever. Zach XBT Binance. Let's see how that plays out. Space not loving it. Quick comment from Wintermute too. We'll look at Soul. Okay, I saw the chart yesterday. It looks atrocious. Wintermute put out. They put out a post here talking about liquidity in this space and saying that we've kind of stagnated, right? Which, dude, obviously, okay. What are they showing? They're showing stablecoin ETF digital asset treasuries growing from 180 billion to 560 billion since early 2024, and then showing how it's stagnated here. So cool. Yeah, no, it has. Like you're not going to argue the data, right? But government shutdown, it lines up exactly with that. Who cares right now? Who cares about anything right now? Everything's on pause. Everything's on pause right now. When government reopens, let's come back and start doing our analysis then. All right, let's look at the market here. We'll go peek at Sol on the 1 minute. I'll pull up Trading View or something. But anyway, Bitcoin, we did have our recovery a little bit. We were over 103 right now, just under 103. ETH 3,300, Ripple 229, BNB 942, Solana 160. Looks fine, man. Looks fine, but let's not expect anything quite yet. Let's go pull up here. Let's get the Sol chart up. Because, dude, if you've not looked at the Solana chart, it looks atrocious, dude. Like shocking. All right, hang on. Let me get the 1 minute up. I don't know if we have the best. Here, let's see. Let's go to the 1 minute. What'd you catch, Luna? You caught what? You caught right here? Actually, doesn't look as bad as I thought. I saw it on Thread Guy's stream yesterday. Yeah. Solana, not good, dude. Do you think we'll be okay in alts? No, dude, actually, I do not. I think crypto's okay. Like, this is more broad. I think market recovery coming, happening, whatever. I'm not convinced with alts. I'm not convinced with the majority of this stuff. I think a majority of this stuff isn't going to be so great. And we'll talk about why in a quick moment. But it's what this recovery is going to be really different. Because we're in uncharted territory. We are. Funny enough, I think like alts might struggle. I think meme coins actually are going to have potentially like some magic. We'll see. No, music prediction market, no. But let's jump into that tomorrow. Oh yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow's our prediction market show. Cats Fanatic joins us on the Friday show. I can't wait. I love that show. Quickly, ETF volume yesterday. Yeah, we'll talk recovery and again what it might look like. 137 million outflows on the Bitcoin ETFs yesterday. Over on ETH, probably similar. 118 mil. Yep. Solana has been going against that trend. We've been seeing inflows as opposed to outflows on the other two big boys. And yesterday, yeah, same thing. Almost 10 million inflows yesterday. Yeah, it's like, okay. I mean, I'll save it for when we talk recovery. But like memes are the casino. Why play the casino game on something like ETH or Sol where like maybe you get a 2x? Wouldn't you rather play a meme coin where you can get your 5, 10, 20x? You know what I mean? Like it's like we've talked to death about the value of tokens being mimetic anyways. It is. So just play a meme. Yeah, I kind of think alts, I could see alts having completely topped. Actually, again, I'll save it for just in a minute. We'll get to what the recovery might look like here. But why I think alts could be in trouble, like really could be, and who knows? I don't know, and actually nobody knows. Nobody knows, but alts might be in trouble. We got some employment data today. 154,000 job cuts in October. Crazy. 175% surge, highest for any October since 2003. Some of that blame is being put on AI. Maybe rightfully so. Funny enough, though, guys, and I need to find some data around this, right? But we saw We saw like a report. I want to say it was like last month or the month before, and it came from like Harvard. It came from like, something like that, saying that, hey, we were told AI is going to replace jobs, and we did some research, and like it hasn't. So there was like a really official report just a couple months back saying AI hasn't replaced jobs, but now we're hearing it is. Not citing any data here. What to make of it, I don't know. I expect AI starts replacing jobs. I mean, just that simple. We have this big Supreme Court case ruling coming about Trump's tariffs. Poly market odds about them being ruled legal plummeted. This is yesterday. Plummeted 18%. It's either good for the market or catastrophic for the market. I don't think anybody can even, you can guess. I don't think anybody knows here. If those tariffs are illegal, do we need to pay back all the money we took in? Maybe, possibly, probably. Don't know. And if the market is initially like bullish because of that, if it's bullish because of that, I don't know if it remains that way. That just adds a different kind of uncertainty to the markets here if they're ruled illegal. So again, nobody knows. But not great. Moonchip, what's this? Oh, cats, that's good alpha. Moonship, Congress approves. You're saying Congress has to approve it. It's not, the president can't. Yeah, no, it's true. All the rules seem out the window now. It's, crazy times, but again, so much uncertainty here. Not related to the market, but also like sentiment and, the people's pockets really does matter. U.S. Department of Transportation is going to announce a mandatory flight cut at major airports starting Friday. 10% of traffic is going to be just gone. Heading into the holidays, one of the busiest travel days of the year, around Thanksgiving. Not great. Again, if this is just look, we trade kind of on vibes and sentiment and mood, and this is not good for that. I don't know. Until we're reopened, I look, I'm not making any trades. If you're taking some taking some positions right now, not the worst. I mean, sentiment is about as low as it can get. Can get lower, but I mean, yeah, not great. We'll see how that plays out. Bob Lucas, great though. It's totally true. Tariffs are they are. The costs are passed on to us. Trump either lies or he really doesn't get it, and I just lean towards lies, right? Saying that the costs aren't passed on to the public. They are. I mean, they absolutely are. And him saying that prices are down, and right, it's silly. But yeah, what happened this week attested to the 10-10 panic. Yeah, sure. I'm there. We are in a good spot. I think we are. We hit the 50-week moving average. Or the 50 moving average. And let's see if this is the bottom. It feels like it is. Then you got opportunities out there. I'm hoping for. I'm hoping. I know we're all hoping for that. Feels that way to me. I think we've got some good times ahead. Again, it's where are those? Where are the good times? In what assets, right? And ultimately, he's saying, even Bob's saying, I don't know, dude. I could see us at 60K. I could see us at 180K. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No idea. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But here's the thing. There's something we do know is that things are broken and that there's probably going to have to be some pretty extreme things done to fix it. That's what I'm still betting on. That's what I'm still going to bet on. To me, that makes the most sense, is that it's going to take something pretty extreme to dig us out of the big old hole. I don't know if it's one hole or many holes, but dude, something. People are looking out for this Trump announcement coming at 11 a.m. Eastern time today. It's not crypto related, guys. I think it's on pharmaceuticals. So don't get excited about this. I was for a minute, and we found out what it is. So big old nothing burger there. But yesterday, Trump did talk about crypto. Again, said we're making the U.S. the I love this. The Bitcoin superpower, the crypto capital of the world, and Cynthia Loomis chiming in with the strategic Bitcoin reserve. We're not done with that conversation, right? We're not done with strategic Bitcoin reserve conversation. We're not. We're not done with figuring out how to fund that thing, and that's coming. Better get that in the next year, though. But we're not done. We've got all these catalysts still coming here, including the Clarity Act, dude. It's coming. It'll be this year. Should be this year. But good news. David Sachs meeting with Cory Booker. Get this draft ready to be voted on. Right? It's coming. Clarity Act is coming. That does move the needle. It does. For builders, it does. And already builders are positioning themselves differently than they were like a year ago, right? Even the way you set up your company and your coin and all, it's different. It's good stuff. It really is. I'm optimistic. I am. All right. So, like the why, like I said, that everything's broken, that this cycle is different, that there is no 4-year cycle in crypto anymore. It's true. I like this take. By the way, who should I know? I think I should know who this guy is. But, whatever. I like the take. I like it. The invalidation of the 4-year cycle, huge catalyst. It is. Reason being, guys, we say this all the time. It applies to NFTs. It applies to fungible tokens. When people don't understand what's happening, but you just can feel price action. When you don't understand it, that lets you bet. That lets you bet in a different way. That lets you go all in on certain things. If we invalidate that 4-year cycle, and if the market starts running, and if we can actually more than that, if this market can really start cooking and people are like, okay, 4-year cycle, if you get like the loud voices on crypto Twitter saying cycle's dead, right? 4-year cycle dead. We're going to cook for a while, guys. You get that, it's game on. Again, you need it. That is the probably single most important ingredient in, ridiculous price action. It's not understanding things. It's not having a target. It's not having any understanding of how silly things can get, how high things can get. If we bust that 4-year cycle, and we're basically about to do that now, I'm hoping, then potentially game on. That I think could be a huge catalyst. I like that take. Got to think about it. But this dude, this is what it's all about. Okay. I have no doubt where Bitcoin's going. Long run, 5 years. 5 years. But if this 4-year cycle's broken, as in we resume up only mode, and I think we do. I mentioned this yesterday. I think it was on the Chart Monkey stream. What if this recovery is like very, very different? We actually see a bigger decoupling from Bitcoin and the rest of the market. And I see this tweet here, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one seeing that. Maybe it's a really obvious thing. I think it kind of is. But what if it's like Bitcoin resumes up only and like the best assets up only, but it's everything else kind of done, kind of over? And it's kind of what it's felt like this cycle. But I put in the where he's listing dead sectors. What do I put in there? I put something like ETH in there. I put something like ETH in there. Maybe Sol. I don't know about Sol, but recovered sectors, Bitcoin, very obviously, Bitcoin in a league of its own. Coins with buybacks, sure. Some of them, for sure. I'll say this, I'd put AI up there in recovering sectors. But dead, overvalued infrastructure, coins with unlocks, garbage. It's a lot of stuff. You could throw NFTs probably in here, although I still think there's a big old X factor for NFTs too. I'm not ready to say NFTs are dead yet, as dead as they look and feel right now. I still see this scenario that NFTs can come roaring back. I'm not betting on it myself, but I'm not selling anything, right? Maybe that's the best way to put it, right? I don't have such belief that NFTs are dead that I'm just going to sell. Just lock in whatever, value I have right now. I'm not there. I'd rather, I think, write it to zero because I like NFTs, right? There we go. There we go. Um, I'll ride him to zero and I'd rather wait and pray for that upside that I think is potentially there. With NFTs, the catalyst is kind of the Clarity Act, and maybe potentially legally you can do more things with your NFTs. Maybe fundraising, which you kind of already do, but right, fundraising, ownership of a brand, of a business, not just of the NFT. There's a chance for NFTs still, and I'm here for it. But again, a K-shaped recovery is super interesting. I'm there. Him putting out this chart was saying exactly what I felt yesterday. Big old decoupling from Bitcoin and great assets, and then the rest going to damn near zero, man. I'm there. I agree. I think that's what we're going to see. And I don't think that's good for ETH, and I don't think that's good for most alts. I do think it's good for meme coins. If Bitcoin's running and it brings opportunities back, meme coins, you see the most returns. Your biggest multiples, your biggest plays come from memes, not from ETH up, 30%, whatever, which is great. But yeah, it's not what I'm playing. I'm playing for the big splashy, kind of home runs. That's what I'm doing. So we'll wait and we'll watch. We'll see. But just so many reasons to be optimistic here. Like, sorry, I can't see next year being a bust. I can't see it. It's reasons like this, right? We talked about it yesterday too on Chart Monkeys, and here, like all these catalysts coming. It's things like this. It's guys, it's retirement plan money getting invested in crypto coming next year, trillions of dollars. 7 trillion Charles Schwab launching crypto trading first half of next year. Like there's different monies coming to crypto, but it's mostly going to be Bitcoin. ETH catches the bid, right? Yes, but it's Bitcoin. But stuff like this, I'm sorry, I can't. There's no bear market coming right now. Crypto bear market. But the biggest investment, Luna, is there something like an 18-year real estate cycle ending? Yeah, it waters everything down. That's a problem. I mean, it's so much money here now, but it's spread so thin, and yeah, it's part of the problem. It's also where it was always going. So I can't say it's a problem. We knew it would change this space. Is there something like an 18-year real estate cycle ending? I think I've heard this, Luna, but rate cuts. I mean, we got rate cuts coming too, which are going to help the real estate market. But dude, check this. This is why I'm pretty fucking bullish. I mean, not just pretty bullish. Like this is why I'm like gigabull over 5 years. Okay, OpenAI is asking the federal government to what? Like insure their their loans. It's like, hey, hang on, let me find the article. But it's wild. Hang on, it's wild. OpenAI is asking the U.S. government to provide loan guarantees for its infrastructure expansion, which is $1 trillion. Essentially, like it's this: if they default, they don't like they're all good. The government absorbs those losses, and it probably happens because of this. There's an arms race here. NVIDIA's CEO is saying China hasn't surpassed the U.S. In AI yet, but it's right there. They're like we're like it's not even neck and neck. Like they are just behind us, barely behind us. I would say we're just about even. This is an arms race, right? Like AI infrastructure, it's an arms race. And I know everybody's saying that AI is in a bubble right now, and it is, but that's a bubble I don't think's bursting right now because it's not like your typical bubble. It's not just a speculative like sector, which it is that, but it's not just that. That is it's an arms race, which I hope crypto turns into as well, and it could. But the money we might see still coming into AI is part of why I'm still betting so heavily on, well, Bitcoin and then the crypto market in general, and then especially AI coins. Dude, I'm going to separately read this and research and really wrap my head around this, but it's a pretty great article. Let me drop it in the chat too. But everybody's still saying quantitative easing is coming, and they very specifically did not. Jerome Powell did not say that. He said quantitative tightening ending December 1st, but maybe you can read into it as quantitative easing coming too. Either way, and it's a great article. I'm going to drop it here, and I'm going to jump to the end, and we'll read the end. But essentially, we have stimulus come into the market in a bubble, which is unlike something we've seen before. This is why I'm really, really optimistic on these super speculative assets here coming up. It may not end well, by the way, but short term, we might get sillier than we've ever seen. And I say might, don't know. But he's saying quantitative easing would now not be a stimulus into a depression like normal, but rather a stimulus into a bubble. Look at the mechanics typically that affect stocks, bonds, gold. Because the fiscal side of government policy is now highly stimulative, quantitative easing would effectively monetize government debt rather than simply reliquefy the private sector. Bold, dangerous, big bet on growth, especially AI growth. Financed through very liberal looseness in fiscal policies, monetary policies, regulatory policies that we're just going to have to navigate closely. It may not end well. It is dangerous, unprecedented. Some of you guys might know more than me, right? But this is like a big, ballsy, dangerous thing that's coming up. And I don't think anybody knows how it plays out. I think there's more worry long-term on how it plays out, but it also feeds into what a lot of us think is coming. And I believe this feeds into what Raoul Pal's been saying and what I've been saying just in my own way, right? But that 5 years out from now is going to look really weird. That money in 5 years will not resemble what it resembles today. I don't know if that means weakened dollar, like dollar worthless, and that crypto a whole different kind of thing. But to me, it feeds into this, the economic singularity in the next 5 years or so. Again, that puts it right at 2030 or so. It feeds into Elon Musk saying this age of excess. Universal higher income, and it might be universal basic income, but it's going to get very different in 5 years. And we're trying to tie all these posts and threads together because they're all loosely talking about the same thing. And I still couldn't tell you what it looks like. He doesn't know what it looks like. None of us know what it looks like because we're heading into really uncharted territory. But I think it means a lot of throwing money at things in a very, like that post said, extreme, dangerous ways. And we've seen what happens when money gets thrown at things. Economic singularity in the next 5 years or so. That's why I'm betting still on ordinals, on NFTs, on Bitcoin, on AI tokens. And Jedi Wealth puts it, for these guys, they're betting on rare, art, NFT art, right? And that's one of those things you can bet on. But ultimately, the point here was if we have everything we need because UHI, UBI, because just money everywhere. Because they're printing so much and throwing so much at everything, stimulating as much as they can because they have to. They have to spend on AI. They have to fix our debt crisis, and all it's going to do is probably drive us more in debt. There's that idea of we need to outgrow the debt. I don't know what it looks like. I don't. I just know that things are going to get pretty extreme. The only play left is buying scarce assets. If we have an infinite money glitch kind of coming, it's not exactly that, but it's close to that. What do you do? Where do you find an edge? What do you buy that, that you can't just print more of? And I come back to NFTs. I come back to collectibles. I come back to the thing we saw people throwing money at when they had extra money. I keep coming back to what happened with stimulus in 21, with COVID, when people just got free money. And so that was that exact moment. You had money. You had everything you needed. You weren't going out. You had money. And so what did you? You gambled your money away. You spent it on rare collectibles. It sounds so ridiculous. I know it. I say it and I know it sounds ridiculous. And at the same time, I believe ridiculous is common. I think it's that simple. I do. I'm with him. I think it's that simple. For me, it's ordinals. For me, it's hard to. I can't picture those top collections not getting kind of silly, especially when Bitcoin becomes that $500,000 asset, $1 million asset. You know, $1 million per Bitcoin. Those collectibles on Bitcoin become just even more rare. People say the robots are coming since 1960s. Now we have glorified search engine AI. It also fair, Moonship. But by the way, everybody's right. We're bad with time frames, right? Because most of the people making the comments on it, you could probably throw me in here too. Although I'm techie enough where I kind of, and you guys too, by the way. But most of the people making comments about what's coming in the time frames just aren't good with time frames because they're not good at understanding maybe technology and how quick it scales. We are in a different time now, though, where this stuff is, I think, finally coming in. For me, the robot thing is more like a 10, 15, 20-year thing. AI is more of a 5 to 10-year thing. I think it's like, I think it's a 5, 10-year thing at this point. I don't think it's crazy far off. I don't think we're talking 25, 50 years off for it to be like, for it to meaningfully reshape everything. I think it's 5 to 10 years is when we start seeing it like drastically. But also, who knows? Who knows? But you're right that everybody's been saying it for a long time. And they were right. That's the thing. They were right. Timing was wrong. So yeah, I'll bet on the rare stuff. I'll bet on Bitcoin. I will bet on AI coins, man. Neo's next year. Although he's shitty, right? But it's the start. But I'll bet on AI coins. And it's not because I think if a coin gets to whatever market cap, FTV, price, whatever, that it's worth it. It's not that. It's just that AI is going to be such a core, industry and sector that I think there's just going to be a lot of money thrown at AI, and people will invest in AI via tokens and stocks, right? But tokens, they will. I think a lot of that attention's coming here, and virtuals is primed perfectly for it. I'm playing it. Right? I think like the AI coins sector, whatever, outpaces ETH. I don't know how you even measure it, right? But it's just, I feel like that's what's coming for AI coins. I still, I'll say this too. My mind, there's nothing that would make me change my mind on this. In the next 5 years, we're going to see an AI coin that becomes a top 10 crypto by market cap. In fact, I go beyond that. I think more like possibly a top 5. We'll see $100 billion AI coin. We'll see $100 billion AI coin. We'll see, I think, a top 5 crypto that's an AI crypto. And again, that's why I'm betting on AI so heavy. And even if that means betting on it with attention, right? Your time's worth a lot, dude. So you spend your time focused on it. That's a way of betting on it. All right, let's look at coins. Let's look at prices. Let's look at our bags, baby. How are we doing? Actually, up in the past day, we'll take it. $7.4 billion market cap here across AI. Let's run through it. I miss doing this. Your top agents by market cap. Tibber kind of on discount here. But Tibber is your top agent. It's so weird to call it an agent coin, but whatever. I don't put a lot into the categories, by the way. I just think because everything is kind of many things at once. But we got Tibber, IRC, Fartcoin, Toshi, AIC. Infrastructure. I'm more interested in infrastructure and DeFi, but virtual's on top. FET, AIA, DCAI, and IOTX. Did we get that ELSA TGE yet? We'll peek in a minute. And then DeFi, it's Venice, Banker, Cortex, Olas, AI Tech. We just always see the same names here. And I think it'll be disrupted. Hope. I don't care. I just think we'll see some much higher market caps on some of those products. I think that's close. I think we're 6 months away from having like a game-changing AI product that you can use to trade for you, right? Like that thing. I think that's coming. Okay, by Mindshare, Warp's on top, Cookie, Else Virtual, and Trust. Am I? Dude, I don't know why I can't do names, dude. I can't do dates anymore, and I can't do names, dude. But am I? Look decent. I think that's a really impressive launch to have in this market. I don't know if they had a market maker or what. I hope there was maybe just good organic demand, but good to see. We do have some new agents on the board. You know what? Let's peek at prices real quick too, just while we're here. Dude, look at Small Thing. 7 mil FTV. Good for them, dude. Good for them. Yeah, I think wow, dude, that looks great. They might be special. This is cool. This is that project we had looked at. I want to get them on the show. This is that project that is robots that find microplastics in the ocean and they track it. And I think they clean the ocean too. But like I like that, man. That's the kind of stuff I want to bet on. This is internet capital markets, dude. That's what this is. This is your way of getting exposure to a project, not investing in the project, but investing in the attention on the project. Where then they share with you by buying back token and giving you utility for holding a token. It's just that simple. More of this, guys. In fact, you know what it is? If we're going to throw money at AI, and I believe we are, then we get an infinite number of these kind of things coming up. An infinite number of these. Yo, good morning, man. Hourglass USDT. Well, let's go peek. We'll come back to that real quick, but by the way, I put out a tweet. It's funny how the algo works, dude. I put out a tweet and it's kind of like, I know nobody's going to care. I know nobody's going to care. It's an ape chain thing. That's why. But dude, like there's some really interesting stuff going on out there. Ape chain just hit an all-time high in transactions, like monthly transactions, and we're 6 days into the month. Now, I know this is random as hell. 14.5 million transactions on ape chain, 6 days in. Saw some people speculating it was Other Side Metaverse, which goes live next week. It's not. It's this game called Exodus Rising. On-chain game. Everything you do in the game is on-chain. Every single thing you do is on-chain. Right? Extend solar panels, calibrate gyro, boost rockets, ignite seconds. Every single thing you do. Look at the transactions are all just like some of them milliseconds apart. Everything's on-chain. It's pretty cool. Like this is just using the tech. It's just using tech. Does it matter? I don't know. But kind of cool to see. Okay, Hourglass. We're just going to click links. We'll be a little reckless here. Oh, dude. This is the Binance thing, right? If I read it right, there was some kind of Binance. Yeah, this is it. Okay, I saw this morning. Institutional yield on a stable coin. Oh, I read it as something that didn't make sense. It was like stable coin. This might not make sense, but like stable coin perps, which I don't think that makes sense. I might have read it wrong. Yeah, hang on. What are we looking at here? Yeah, I don't know. Got a KYC for this. You're going to deposit USDT, at least $1,000, up to $100,000. Oh, up to 20 million after that. And then what happens? Interesting. Yeah, I need to read more about this. I still need to understand how it works and what exactly it is, but like, what is the yield? Okay, we got all these details, but what's the yield? I don't know, dude. This stuff scares me. maybe it's legit, but this scares me. If we're going to have people throwing millions at this thing and they're locking it up for a year, that's scary. Aster feels pretty dead, Moonship. Although I still think, see, now that's scammy. I still think CZ is going to crime that thing. Yeah, I want to understand where the yield comes from and what it is, right? Like how much. I don't want details about how much you can lock up. I want to know what's the yield. Yeah. Well, we'll dive in after. Yeah, dude, this stuff this is I mean, okay. It might be totally legit, totally fine, but this is the thing that I can totally picture a headline like we saw with couple protocols that got, got earlier in the week. I just picture that headline, right? Platform compromised, 500 mil or no, I'm sorry, not let's not even go mil. Let's say billions zapped, billions stolen from whatever. That's the headline. I just when I see this shit, that's the headline I picture. Yeah. Hourglass contract compromised, you know, 10 billion in user funds stolen. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but part of that is I don't have enough skin in the game for it to matter. So like, if you got money and this is an easy way to farm yield, then great. I can get why this matters to a lot of people. For me, it doesn't. So, but so then I can go right to worst case scenario. Why would I stay away from it? I don't trust anything here. Again, just this week, those couple big stories, Balancer and what was the other one? Stream. Like, I'm not a trusting person here on chain, and that's it's a bummer because we were supposed to be able to trust this stuff. But yeah, pay attention to Hourglass. It's at least it is a big thing. It is the next Aster as far as big platform that everybody's talking about and throwing money at. Anyway, GG's the small thing. Really want them on the show. GG's to Amai. What else? Hexar looking okay. Lurky looking decent. Saul looking okay. Jeff CO looking good. Yeah, all in all, pretty like decent over on virtuals. But yeah, let's peek at some new launches coming. I would love to see some more launches coming. I want to ramp the show guests on up. Actually, guys, I have an idea. I'm going to try to put together another big stream, like multiple guests. But what I want, actually, tell me if you guys would want this, right? So I'm already chatting with some of the new virtuals hackathon, ETH hackathon builders. Okay, would it be more interesting or less interesting to either they all come on one show at a time, or would it be cool to have every single hackathon project on one stream and we do it like I mean, they each get their time, right? But I kind of want to talk about the hackathon too and just make it like a bigger thing. Do you think bigger thing's stupid? Maybe it is stupid. Okay, maybe it's a day where it's a long stream and they all get their 10, 20 minutes. I think that's what it is, right? But all the virtuals hackathon projects, the ETH ones, I think that's how I want to organize that. Would be cool. All right, we got Run Sand. I don't know if it's Runs and or Run Sand, but whatever. Coming up today. This is like kind of cloud compute, kind of. I know Moonship, right? That thing's been a disaster. Mirai X being pushed by Grover. I'm not sure about that one, man. I'm not. Butler Liquid's new. Let's peek at Butler Liquid. What is this? Okay, Butler Liquid merges Butler's brain with Hyperliquid's brawn. Trade smarter, faster, directly from virtuals. Okay, so this is like Hyperliquid through Butler, there's got to be a little more to it. Okay. Oh, maybe not. Open a position, adjust leverage, check your portfolio. You do it through Butler. Why don't you just do it through Hyperliquid or through like? Can you do it through like Gigabrain too or something? It's just giving you like a natural language interface with Hyperliquid. I don't know. I don't. Maybe it's cool. Hang on. Let's see who's running this. Maybe that's cool. Okay, there's the agent. Well, no, there's the maybe founder. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not dumb. Maybe that does well. Audit Oracle. Repo looks great. Repo looks great. I think this one's going to do very well. I like that. Prediction market data that's then in this like kind of cloud repository. Train LLMs, agents, whatever on all this like trusted data and tons of it. I like that. Yeah, that's kind of it that I like on the board. It's getting quiet on the launch front again, but you would expect that in the market being like this. So no biggie there. No biggie there. Mute swap, I think, under the radar too. And it's not like they're quiet. It's not like they're like under the radar, but like I think they got a ton of upside here. Privacy meta, virtuals, AI, meta. They're going to power a lot of I think the virtuals back end too, the trading back end. I think so. Private swaps, right? But they're also then, they're in the Monero ecosystem now too, which I think is kind of spicy. Building an extra Monero bulletproof optional privacy layer for autonomous AI systems. I can't speak to how good the tool's product is. I can't because I'm not using it and I'm just not techy enough to do that. But I can say they're tapping into some of the hottest metas, the hottest narratives on X in crypto, like not just X, but hottest narratives, metas in crypto. Market cooks, just the narrative alone carries this thing, right? Just that alone gets this cooking. It's at what, a 5 mil market cap or so. It's like maybe 12 mil FDV. Mute might have a big old cook ahead of it. I actually was looking this morning. I'm looking to see if I can get liquid somewhere and get a big old bag of Mute. Like I'm feeling a kind of way about it. I am. So keep that on your radar, man. I'd be watching Mute. Right. They're also partnering with VPay, right? So neobank stuff too. They've got a lot of, and partnering with virtuals, they've got a lot of stuff coming. They got announcements coming, right? Because all that, it's all been announced, but right, more official announcements, product developments. I got to meet with them. If I can get an understanding of the tech a little better, I could be like giga bullish on these guys, like giga bullish on them. And I'm kind of there. So we'll pay attention to that. Am I following? I'm going to got to make sure. Yeah. Okay. We're good there. Yeah. I think they're going to be something here. This is back to small thing, but pretty cool. They did some kind of test out in the Mediterranean Sea. Real cool. I mean, this is cool. This. I mean, like I'm saying, I think that the opportunities to invest, bull market will obviously be there. Bear market, they're still coming too. If we see this explosive growth, investments in AI, and we're seeing it like crazy now, and it is a bubble still, but if that bubble is just going to inflate to just keep inflating, game on, dude. I think we'll have so many of these to bet on. And it's not like you're not looking at 2X's, you're looking at 5X's. You know what I mean? Like you've got some nice wins here. Most people still are not paying attention to this, by the way. It's a really good time to be paying attention to this stuff. Crypto Twitter, virtuals, yes, back on the radar, but they're not active here. You ask a normal crypto dude, I'm talking even a full-time crypto dude, what Mute Swap is or what small thing is, no idea. They have no clue. Best time to be buying, right? It's when crypto Twitter doesn't know they exist. Actually, that even applies to Neurobro, who I think has been great throughout. I as on a team of builders, and like every day reporting on these builders, right? And you guys also researching these. You start to very easily see who's like a real builder and who's not. But more than that, you start seeing, even with the builders, who's separated from the rest, who builds like different. NeuroBro has always checked that box for me. And I noticed it when they had their every single day they put out updates on what they've been doing. I'm like, you got great teams who build and they don't do that. And so then they seem like a great team who also knows like the value of doing that side of it too. And also all those updates weren't just fluff, they were real updates. Those guys have been cooking, man, and they've been cooking for a long time now. So then not surprised to see something like this. Graham now officially an advisor for NeuroBro. I think they're going somewhere silly. I remember looking at their coin at like 1 mil or so or 2 mil and being like, dude, you're going to regret not buying this one because this one's going to like 50 or whatever, right? Still feel that way. And I think they're more at 10 mil now. Oh, they're way lower. Hang on. Yeah, I think they're spicy here. NeuroBro, I think, is very different. Yeah. Wow. I like this a lot. I like NeuroBro a lot. FTV is what? 3? Yeah, 3 mil. FTV is 3 mil on this token. They got a lot. They got the Neurodex. They're on TikTok. They got the Alpha and the Telegram. Like, they got a lot of stuff. I like this coin. Yeah, I think you got to play even right there. Again, crypto degens don't know any of this stuff, and they're great products. They really are. Reply Core is coming to virtuals. Actually, in November. You know what? They're not even on the board. They're not even on that board, and they're coming, and this is going to be a spicy launch. This one's going to be pretty big. So just know they got a looks like a mindshare kind of campaign coming live now. Oh, is it a trading competition? Yeah, maybe it's that. Either way, pay attention to them. Chatting with those guys. We'll have them on the show. That one looks pretty good. Let me see if we want to get to any of the other stuff. Maybe we get to some of it tomorrow. This one could kind of fit into a chat tomorrow, not prediction market talk, but like, just talking, just broader stuff, dude. I like what Mega ETH did, curating their pre-sale participants, right? I really like. I think I might save this one. Yeah, you know what? Tell you what, I'm gonna save that chat. I'll just hit some other headlines, but just know Mega ETH pre-sale curated their pre-sale participants. Really smart, really dig it. ABS token, abstract token, not coming anytime soon, dude. That's a next year thing, I think, at this point, which is awesome. Their goal is to make a great blockchain and a great ecosystem. It's kind of all they care about. It's kind of it. So yeah, I don't think there's any TGE even on the radar right now until that product, till abstract is like where I think a lot of us thought it would be, and it ain't there. It's just not. And I look at abstract every day and there's just no products for me. There's nothing I'm using. There's nothing I'm interested in. There's nothing. There's nothing. I'm not using it. Quick note about abstract. If you're gold in the reward tier or whatever, you can now stream, right? That's not gated anymore. So if you're wanting to stream on abstract, get over there. If you're gold or above, that also hasn't played out how I thought. I thought it was going to get spicy over there, and it did for a minute, but yeah. Hey, it's good for XP. So there's that. Excuse me. Oh, dude, I hope I don't get sick. My kid's been sick and lost her voice. I can't lose my voice. I got to tell you this, though. If I get sick and lose my voice, I still do the show, but I won't talk. It'll be super awkward, but I regret the one show I didn't do it because I had no voice. I should have done it and just typed or some shit. If I ever lose my voice, show still happens. Coming to Solana. Privacy meta, dude. It's the privacy meta. Hush. Privacy first Solana wallet. Auto shielding Sol. Disposable addresses. Private swaps. Cool. I dig it. Yep. Expect this stuff to continue. Expect mute. Expect that mute token to do well. The privacy meta is only going to get bigger. Actually, probably even because of the Clarity Act and regulations coming, it probably is going to push people back to the, even more to the privacy meta. More people are coming in, no doubt about it. More people are coming. They're not going to understand. Like, most people still think crypto is anonymous. Well, it is. kind of. They think it's like private, hidden. And there's a big wake-up call coming for all of them who realize, no. We track everything you do. We got everything you've ever done. Some people don't know that. So yeah, a couple NFT headlines. If you're an Art Blocks collector, go on the Art Blocks website, connect your wallet, get some kind of achievement thing. Something's coming on Art Blocks. Remember, they just wrapped up their very last curated collection, number 500, the Larva Labs mint. Didn't mean Art Blocks is done. They've got something new coming. Don't know what it's going to be, but still think art meta's in play. If NFT PFPs are cooked for this cycle like dead, I don't think that applies to art. I could definitely see actually, you know what? Okay. Kind of fitting together for me now. The higher Bitcoin goes, if we get that K-shaped recovery and Bitcoin is just off to the races and we never see 100K Bitcoin again, which is possible. I don't think that's how it works, right? But, possible. If that happens, I think NFTs actually do very well, very specifically though, art NFTs, like the very rich guy art NFTs. Not PFPs, but the art stuff. Absolutely could see that happen because a lot of those guys collecting art are the very rich crypto guys who have a lot of Bitcoin. So I see that. Pranksy's got a mint coming up. House of Pranksy. This is basically NFT boxes, but a continuation of it, which is awesome. I basically had my start here, if you even want to call it that, but the first thing I ever did here in crypto as far as like connecting to a project, doing any work in the space was with Pranksy and NFT boxes. The fucking best. He's awesome. Pranksy's very cool. Fun dude. That was about the best time we had in crypto was back in NFT boxes, but real curious how House of Pranksy's going to go. It is a paid mint. It's a paid mint. But yeah, look at it like NFT boxes evolved. We'll see what it is. But I like that stuff. I'm an art collector, so I'm a fan of that. On Solana, we have a new celebrity meme coin launch pad with Iggy Azalea on the team, and Neon launched a coin. So product's called Thrust. Was Neon the first launch? Yeah, Neon was the first launch. Didn't do well, man. I think let's check what he raised, but last I saw was like 140 grand. Yeah, 300 grand now. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're gonna get celebrities launching their own coins, and they'll matter less and less and less and less, and working exactly, think how we all thought. Just makes sense. Everything just gets watered down. Again, this is just how everything will go. Everything. All of it watered down. And then finally, World Liberty Finance or Financial partnering with Bonk Fun, Radium. Yeah, I don't think that Bonk ecosystem's dead either. I don't think meme coins are dead. That's probably kind of against the grain. I think meme coins are going to be... Okay, this is out there, but I think you could even see a meme coin total market cap all-time high this cycle. I actually think that's possible. Possible. I'm not saying it's likely, but I'm saying it's possible. 5% chance. Yeah, if this were a poly market, yes, no. I'd say there's 10%, 5%, 7%. Let's go 7% chance that we could see a meme coin all-time high market cap. 5%, 7%. Yeah, it's not like 30, and it's definitely not 1. It's higher than that, but yeah. It could happen. Bitcoin goes to 200, then that's how we do it. There we go. All right, there's your updates for today. It's funny, dude. It's like it's quiet, but there's still so much happening. I remember when it was quiet and there was nothing to report. No stories, no nothing. No nothing. Remember there was days when and this is back when I used to make the 5-minute morning videos. I miss this so much. Dude, I love those. But some of those days was just market, nothing else. No headlines. Very different time now. It's pretty cool. Anyway, hit the like before we're out of here. Subscribe to CryptoSlam on YouTube. Follow CryptoSlam over on X. Follow SlamAI _XYZ. And then I'm going to drop this in the chat, but tune into the Big Will and Goon show tonight. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure with that time, 5:40, so I'm Central. So 5:45 p.m. is when I'll be on and Scott will be on. Tune in there. Again, we'll chat SlamAI, we'll chat dude, it would be smarter if I did that. If I did like Dude, I know how to do the clickbait titles. Sometimes I do them and they really work. So I get and I steer away from them. Sometimes I don't give a fuck and I'll do a clickbaity title. But yeah, dude, maybe I should start doing more clickbaity titles. On Pump Fun, I do. When I do Pump Fun's things, I'll put whatever. Like title doesn't match anything we talk about. I just put some clickbait title. I don't want to do it on X because I feel, yeah, I don't do it on X. And I've done it on YouTube here and there. Basically, if the YouTube, I don't want the X people to see me doing that shit. Shouldn't matter, but whatever. Shouldn't matter. All right. We'll see you tonight. Prediction market show. We start an hour early tomorrow. We start at 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Again, Cat's Fanatic on the show. We'll dive into prediction markets. We'll dive into predict base. Might launch a market. Henry launched a market. Yeah, we launched a market on the Chart Monkey show yesterday. Getting those cyberkongs in there. I think there was some good volume on his last market. We'll see what his new market. Actually, let's peek. Let me see if he's got any action on his new market. I am going to bet on it too. All right, let's see. It's probably going to be pretty far down. Actually, hang on. Let's just search it. Okay, not a ton of volume yet. But yeah, will Azuki floor price be below 1 ETH on November 12th? So next week. No. Oh, yes. Okay, yes is the... Oh, I'm sorry. No. What side? I'm trying to think what side I'm going to... I wanted to take no, but more money to make on the yes. Will it be below... You're making a bet on... Hang on. You're making a bet on the market, just broader. You're not making a bet on Azuki per se. You're making a bet on crypto market. Like, right? Government's not reopened. If we're still bleeding out, these bleed out. Azuki stays underneath. But if we reopen and game on, I'm sorry, I think NFTs, everybody goes shopping. I think we see, I don't know, everything up 30%, maybe 40%. I think we're going to have a pretty big rebound coming for NFTs. So, yeah, we will see. Under an ETH. We'll see. I'm probably going to end up making my bet right. Well, oh, shit. I was going to say I make my bet right before, but I'm just going to watch the odds. I'm just going to do it when the odds look even better, which they're not bad now. Below an ETH, you more than 2x your money here. I need to get some USDC over on base. Make some bets here. So anyway, I'll drop the market in the chat. I think that's a spicy bet. We'll push it in like Wall Street Kongs and get them in there too. See if the Predict Base team wants to add some liquidity here as well. But yeah, I think I'll be betting there. Cool. All right, guys. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Can't wait. We'll see you there. And you boys have a great day. We'll see you. Goodbye. You know, funny enough, I don't know how to end the stream now because technically StreamYard thinks we're already offline. So I have no end stream button. How are we going to do this? You guys might just be riding with me for the day, I think. What are we going to do here? I tell you what, I'm going to disappear, but yeah, dude, I can't kill the stream. I can't kill it. All right, I'm going to refresh. Let's see what happens. All right, are we still live, dude? Are we still live? I have a feeling we're still live and it doesn't give me any kind of end stream option. You guys might have to join my I had a meeting coming up in 20 minutes. You guys might be joining me. Yeah, I'm still here. Fuck, dude. Check this out. You're gonna go in the like wormhole. But you can up here normally, you know, when you're live, you don't have a go live option. You've got a end stream option. I don't have it. So what happens if I hit go live? Okay. All right. Now, now it thinks we're live. What if I, all right, if I hit end, this might actually kill it. Let's see. Okay. Did it kill it?